What's up guys? Welcome back to Toon, Duelists. Today I'm finally gonna give you the last deck profile of our last poll, which is our X-Saber deck profile. I'm really excited to show this one to you guys. The X-Sabers are really an amazing archetype. First of all, they're part of the whole Terminal World lore, which I just adore. Amazing lore. Please, Konami, before you keep on animating, I don't know, something about Ecclesia or the Charmers, give us a Terminal World movie, series, I don't care. I just need to see this animated. It's so amazing. Then, of course, the X-Sabers are one of the coolest archetypes out of the Terminal World lore, design-wise at least. It's just a wild bunch of warriors, beasts, beast warriors, all wielding a different kind of sword or saber. They just look amazing. I love everything about it. And of course, the name is pretty straightforward. It's X and Saber. Saber, they all wield some kind of sword, obviously. And the X refers to the 10 monsters that were originally part of the X-Saber archetype. And of course, X referring to 10 in the Roman scripture. And then we have a sub-archetype, the X-Sabers. And you guessed it, XX in Roman scripture is 20. And with the X-Sabers, we now have a total of 20 monsters. So yeah, that's just a pretty cool thing about this archetype that I love. Then, obviously, they were also played in the anime by Kid Blade in the Arc V anime. I never really intended to watch more Yu-Gi-Oh! Anime, but for real, I think those cards look so amazing. I might just watch the Arc V anime just to see this. Yeah, so super excited to show this one to you guys. Of course, I have to mention, we have new support announced for this archetype. Obviously, I'm gonna show you an old version of this deck, so to speak. Once Terminal World 3 is out, I'm of course gonna get all the new X-Saber support and I'm gonna show you updated version. But yeah, I just promised you this deck a long time ago though, but now you should finally get it. Just keep this in mind. This deck is really old and the last time it got new support is way back. So this new support is heavily needed and that's why this deck is really a hard one. You have to love this deck to play it in 2025 and at the current state because, wow, this deck is challenging. But it has some really cool plays you can rip off technically, hand loops, for example. Yeah, so just super amazing deck. The archetypes and the lores and the artworks are amazing and definitely worth checking out. So yeah, guys, if you haven't already, don't forget to like and subscribe. This would really help us a lot. One small click for you means the world to us. And without further ado, let's dive right into it. Alright guys, as always we start things off with the monsters and the first one we talk about is X-Saber Fall Troll. Probably the most important card in this set, the one you always want to search, which just doesn't have a good searcher, which is one of the problems of this deck. But this one has the effect that it can't be normal summon or set, and it must be special summoned from your hand by controlling 2 or more face-up X-Saber monsters, and it can be special summoned by other ways. And once per turn, you can target a level 4 or lower X-Saber monster in your graveyard and special summon that target. Now, it is obviously amazing because of the soft once per turn. Soft once per turn, bringing back an X-Saber monster allows the loop, it enables the loop, it's amazing. Its special summoning condition is also great. I just asked myself, why are you not allowed to normal summon it? Why can't you special summon it by other ways? But yeah, it is what it is. It's nonetheless a great card. As I said, the problem is you can't really search it, but we have ways to fix this once we get deeper into the deck profile. Next up is also a XX card called X-Saber Bogart Knight. Also looks amazing. I love this lightsaber it wields or something like that. Pretty amazing card. Just looks really, really great. And this one has the effect that when it is normal summoned, you can special summon a level 4 lower X-Saber monster from your hand, and it can't be used as synchro material except for the synchro summon of an X-Saber synchro monster. It is a great extender for X-Sabers. You can see that this card is pretty old because the restriction is, yeah, the effect is not powerful enough to give this restriction that you only can use it for X-Saber monsters, but it's not that big of a deal. It's just a great extender. Bringing out Bogart Knight gets you 2 X-Saber monsters on the field, and then you have Fall Troll in hand, so you can just bring out Fall Troll. That's the whole idea. Yeah, definitely a 3-off right here. And next up, let's talk about the first X-Saber tuner, and it's X-Saber Air Bellum. One of the OG X-Sabers with the Wolverine claws. Also looks amazing, and this card has the effect that if it inflicts battle damage to your opponent by a direct attack, you can discard a random card from your opponent's hand. Most of the time it's just a tuner. and that's all it's here for. But actually, in some cases, we have a hand loop and hand rip engine right here, so this one could actually also be used that way. But yeah, most of the time it's just a level 3 tuner. Next up, we also play one copy of X-Saber Dark Soul. I mean, look at this. It's basically the Grim Reaper, just looks amazing. And it has the effect that during the end phase, if this card was sent from your side of the field to the graveyard, this turn you can add an X-Saber monster from a deck to your hand. Now, there you have it, a Searcher, but in the end phase. I mean, yeah, this card is old. That's why it's probably what it is. It's just way too slow, obviously. I mean, it's great setup for turn 2, basically, or 3, however you want to call it. But yeah, 1 is enough. We just want to special summon it out of the deck, and yeah, that's why it's here. And next up, we also play one copy of X-Saber Regigura. I hope I pronounced that right. Let's just call him Reggie. And Reggie is one of the pieces we need for an infinite hand loop. And it has a pretty amazing effect because if this card is normal or special summon, you can add an X-Saber monster from a graveyard to your hand. That's like the loop part. You bring out Reggie, you add back Fall Troll, you special summon Fall Troll, and you with Golems you can tribute, so you get rid of this one or of Reggie. This one brings back Reggie, that's back another Fall Troll, and that's the whole loop thing right here. Yeah, amazing card, but only for the hand loop, and that's why 1 is definitely enough. In this version of the deck, you want to special summon it from the deck, so yeah, that's why 1 is enough. Next up, we also play one copy of X-Saber Anu Piranha. A female X-Saber warrior known for her graceful attacks, a calm decision-making in battle. Her ambition is merciless and strikes fear in the hearts of her enemies. It's just a vanilla X-Saber we need, because we, spoiler alert, we play Unexpected Die. Next up, we also play 3 copies of Summoner Monk right here. If you don't know what Summoner Monk does, because yeah, it's not regularly played, this card has the effect that when it is face up on the field, it can be tributed, and if it is normal or flip summoned, you change it into defense position, and once per turn you can discard a spell and special summon a level 4 monster from your deck, but it can't attack this turn. Now this card is just needed so it can extend into our next card, which is Rescue Cat right here. Yeah, Rescue Cat really rescues this deck, it definitely does. If you don't know what Rescue Cat does, you can send this card to the graveyard to special summon 2 level 3 or lower beast monsters from your deck, but their effects are negated and they're destroyed during the end phase. Now this is peak because with Rescue Cat you can bring out Airbellum and Dark Soul. So again, with Fall Troll in hand, you can just use Rescue Cat, you have 2 X-Saber monsters, you can bring out Fall Troll. It's just a great enabler right here. Actually one of the best starters we have in this deck. Next up, we also run 3 copies of Revolution Synchron. I'm glad I can play this card. I remember it was expensive back in the day. I don't think it is still, but a great card because if you Synchro Summon a Power Tool monster or level 7 or 8 Dragon monster, this card in your hand can be used as material. And for a deck that has so many problems extending, like X-Saber does, this is really worth gold. You can only use this effect once per turn, and if you control a level 7 or higher Synchro monster while this card is in your graveyard, you can send the top card of your deck to the graveyard and then special summon it, and its level becomes 1. It is also an Earth tuner, so that's also a pretty great thing. Yeah, amazing card right here just to have a higher count of tuners, and yeah, have some more consistent plays. And we end the monster lineup with one copy of Angel Trumpeter. This beautiful fairy-like flower generates a delusional mist to keep intruders away from the deepest parts of the forest where sacred beasts dwell. Just another target for Unexpected Die. It's a level 4 tuner, which can come in really handy. And yeah, guys, as I said, no non-engine. That's it for the monsters. Let's move on with the spells. For the spells, we start off with 3 copies of Gothem's Second Call. It's the only X-Saber specific spell we run, actually, and this one has the effect that if you control an X-Saber Synchro monster, you can target 2 X-Saber monsters in your graveyard and special summon both targets, ignoring their summoning conditions, but change their attack to 0. Also destroy them during the end phase of this turn, and you can only activate 1 Gothem's Second Call per turn, and you can conduct your battle phase the turn you activated this card. It can come in handy grind game. Again, why do they take your battle phase away for this effect? I don't get it. That's what makes it even worse turn 3 or something like that, but yeah. It is what it is. Next up, we run 3 copies of Unexpected Die. Already talked about that. If you control no monsters, you special summon a normal monster level 4 lower straight from your deck. Then we run 3 copies of Fire Formation Tenki right here. It's basically just a searcher for Beast Warriors. When it is activated, we can search Borgard Knight, we can say Ragigura, and yeah, that's just why it's here. It also gives a little boost to those, but yeah, that's not really the point. And we also run 3 copies of Small World right here. It's one of those cards that can search you your fall troll. That's why it's so important to run this one. I guess you know by now what it does. I don't bother explaining it. Then we also have a very large lineup of limited cards, actually. We have 1 copy of 1-for-1. This is actually great for your Ragigura and the way we want to basically summon it out. Of course, we can search it with our Fire Formation Tenki, but 1-for-1 is the best way. Then we also run 1 copy of Reasoning right here. Love the design of this card. Now, Reasoning is not heavily played, so I'll bother explaining this one. Your opponent declares a monster level from 1 to 12. You excavate cards from the top of your deck until you excavate a monster that can be normal summoned or set. Then, if that monster is the same level as the one declared by your opponent, you send all excavated cards to the graveyard. If not, special summon the excavated monster, also send the remaining cards to the graveyard. So yeah, graveyard setup, it might be a special summon, and since we vary a lot in the levels, this is worth running. Then we run 1 Monster Reborn right here. As I said, we're really not good at extending, so we need this extender. We also run 1 Foolish Burial. It can be great setup, especially with your fall troll, obviously. Then we run 1 Called by the Grave to be hand trap safe. As if this would make any difference. And then we run 1 Triple Tactics Thrust. That's just really a great one to like search Godam's Second Call or yeah, all of your other normal spells, basically. And yeah, guys, that's it for the spells and for the main deck. So for the extra deck, we start things off with 1 copy of X-Saber Wayne. Love the design of this card. And yeah, this one has the effect that when this card is synchro summoned, you can special summon a level 4 lower warrior monster from your hand. We actually don't even run a monster we can special summon. Why do we run this card? First of all, Godam's Second Call is a thing, so you want to have the option to go into an X-Saber synchro monster basically at any time, and it is the only level 5 X-Saber monster, so that's really the reason we run it. Also, I love the X-Sabers, I love the design, I just want to run them, so I do. Next up is the real main event among the level 5 synchros, which is Naturia Beast. Obviously, you probably already guessed it, it's all Earth tuners, and this one needs an Earth tuner and one or more non-tuner Earth monsters, and has of course the amazing effect that when a spell card is activated, quick effect, you can send the top 2 cards from your deck to the graveyard and negate the activation, and if you do, destroy it. And yeah, this is not even once per turn, you can't just do this until you run out of cards. Amazing and broken card right here, definitely run this one. For level 6, we run 1 copy of X-Saber Yunlei. This card was so expensive until Rarity Collection 4. It was on my wants list for decades. But yeah, now I finally have it, and the effect is when this card is synchro summoned, you can select and destroy up to 3 spell or trap cards on the field. I love how it's worded select. I think that's a weird wording, but it also just shows how old this card really is. I mean, on summon, destroying up to 3 spell or traps is not bad at all, but again, it's just an X-Saber, it's the only level 6 X-Saber we have, that's why it's here. For some other level 6 options, we have 1 copy of Coral Dragon right here. It's a level 6 tuner, which is pretty decent, and also you can once per turn discard a card to target a card your opponent controls and destroy it, and if this synchro summon card is sent from the field to the graveyard, you can draw a card. While climbing, this can be a really nice piece, just to give you an additional draw. Next up, we also run 1 copy of Goyo Guardian. Also love this card, actually. The design, also, I think it's one of the earliest synchro summons, or if it's not the first synchro summon in 5Ds, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think this is the first one. But anyways, it needs an Earth tuner and 1 or more non-tuner monsters, and when this card destroys an opponent's monster by battle and sends it to the graveyard, you can special summon a monster to your field in defense position. Which is actually not that bad with 2800 attack, very decent card, and yeah. I just love to have the chance to run this. We have water, we have earth, and now we have wind with our Stardust Charge Warrior. Among the level 6 synchros at least. Yeah, also an amazing card with the effect that when this card is synchro summoned, you can just straight up draw a card. You can only use this effect once per turn, and this card can attack all special summon monsters your opponent controls once each. Just an amazing step up, draw a card on the way, and yeah, can really come in handy. For the level 7s, we run one copy of X-Saber Zusa. Just love the design of this card. And yeah, this one has the effect that you can tribute one X-Saber monster, then choose one of these effects, and this card gains that effect until the end of this turn. At the start of the damage step, if this card battles an opponent's monster, destroy that monster, and this card can't be destroyed by trap effects. Yeah, in modern day Yu-Gi-Oh! You would have a card like this, it would just have those effects, and you wouldn't have to tribute anything and choose. It would just have those effects and still be bad. But again, we need a level 7 X-Saber, and this is a fun deck. We don't have to argue about this, and I just want to run all the X-Saber synchro monsters in here. That's why it's here. And next up is also one copy of X-Saber Urbellum. Also looks just amazing. And has the effect that when this card inflicts battle damage to your opponent, while they have 4 or more cards in their hand, you place a random card from their hand on top of the deck. And this is actually not that bad at all, especially considering we have a thing for like hand ripping. So yeah, this is actually decent. Next up, we also run one copy of Clear Wing Synchro Dragon. Great thing for our Revolution Synchron, as well as Coral Dragon, by the way, also a dragon. And this one has the effect that once per turn, when another level 5 or higher monster activates this effect on the field, quick effect, you can negate the activation, and if you do, destroy it. Also, once per turn, when a monster effect is activated that targets a level 5 or higher monster on the field, you can negate the activation, and if you do, destroy it. And if this card's effect destroys a monster, this card gains attack equal to the destroyed monster's original attack until the end of this turn. Pretty amazing, and then of course, you can bring back Revolution Synchron and go one step higher into Crystal Wing Synchro Dragon. Because this one needs a tuner and one non-tuner synchro monster. It has a similar but better effect because once per turn when another monster's effect is activated, quick effect, you can negate the activation, and if you do, destroy that monster, and if you do that, this card gains attack equal to the destroyed monster's original attack until the end of this turn. Also, if this card battles an opponent's level 5 or higher monster during damage calculation, this card gains attack equal to the current attack of the opponent's monster it is battling during that damage calculation only. Really big beat stick right here, amazing card. And for the last X-Saber card in this deck, we run one copy of X-Saber Gardens. Love this card. The War Chief of the X-Sabers, with the effect that you can tribute an X-Saber monster to discard a random card from your opponent's hand, not a once per turn. And this is actually the hand loop right here. And pretty amazing, it was so powerful, or is still kind of powerful in Edison format. Yeah, just love this card, of course. Core of your hand loop. Then we also run 2 Xyz monsters. First we run number 75, Bamboozling Gossip Shadow. This card really grew on me since my Radiant Typhoon deck, and it can be played in here too, because with Rescue Cat you bring out 2 level 3s, and if you have nowhere to go, you can just go into this one. It has the effect that once per turn when an opponent's monster activates this effect, quick effect, you can detach 2 materials from this card, and the activated effect becomes both player draw a card. The other effect is basically useless. It's just basically a monster negate right here. And we round the extra deck up pretty basic. We have one Baguska right here. I guess you know what it does, just stalling, which this deck can really need. Then we also have one IP Masquerina, basically just to get things into the graveyard, and then also one SP Little Knight. Pretty basic, but yeah, guys, that's it for the extra deck. Alright guys, that's it for today's video. I really hope you enjoyed. If you did, definitely leave a like and a subscription. This would really help us a lot. One small click for you, and means the world to us, of course. Then obviously, if you want a full deep dive into the X-Saber archetype, don't forget to check out the combo and test hand video, as well as the Nexus-Replays. And yeah, guys, I'd say until next time, have a good one.